Hi, I'm Jessica Patterson of Spinning Shadows Fiber Arts, and welcome back to our mini-series of working with the November Napa Valley Fiber Club kit. Today I'll be doing chain plying on the single yarn that I created from the rolags that I blended on my blending board. So yeah, let's get started. I'm excited. Something real colorful and Thanksgiving for a really sort of gray day. Let's see here. Before I start, let me take the bobbin off and show you the completed single. It just turned out pretty with red and orange and stripes of green. And I'm using my Spinolution Polywog, which has a built-in lazy Kate. And you might notice I have yarn here wrapped around this one. That's to prevent it from making a squealing noise while I'm working. That is one of the downsides of this lazy Kate. I have this other bobbin here just to hold the yarn on while I'm plying, sort of direct it. Now, to start off, I'm gonna wrap the yarn around and grab this, basically creating a slip knot, and draw out a length. This is the first chain, or the first length. A chain ply is basically a crochet chain, just really, really large and plied together. So I pulled the slip knot closed there, and I'm gonna hook it around the hook and spin counterclockwise. If you're new to spinning, you spin clockwise. That means you're spinning to the right. And when you ply, you go counterclockwise, and the twist will basically, it'll hold to get the plied yarn together. And as you can see, it's already looking quite lovely. That's gonna be beautiful. Now, as I said, once I have this plied, I'm going to pick out a knitting pattern. Hopefully there will be enough to use just this in the pattern. If not, I'll pick a complementary yarn, and we'll go from there. Anyway, I'm holding the loop open with my fingers here, and I'm gonna pull through another length. So I hold it with these fingers and pull. Try to keep it from rubbing too much. Another length out, and just sort of push it closed with my fingers as I slide down the length and continue pulling. Now I'm still on the fastest whirl, but I'm not treadling too fast because this doesn't require as much twist for ply as it does for the original spin. And for chain plying, it may look overspun a bit at first. I'll show you here in a moment. Let's see, let's get a nice length done. Usually people will tell you when you ply that if you let it hang and it doesn't twist back on itself, it's perfectly plied. And from my years of experience, that isn't necessarily true. If you do that, depending on how you've spun it, when you get it washed, it will look not really well plied. See, this is curling up on itself. When I let it hang, it just does that. But I can see from looking at it that it's well twisted together. It sort of looks like a rope. And as you spin, you'll find what works for the ply that you're doing. So don't necessarily trust that, hanging like that if it's hanging loose, then it's perfectly plied. Look at how the two threads look, or three, look together when you're not putting much tension on it. If it looks like it's a nice ply like this. I don't know if you can see very well. You can see it's joined together pretty well as one yarn. Then you'll know that that it's plied enough. It makes it a little bit slower sometimes, but once you get a feel for it, it won't be so slow. It's just when you're starting out with spinning, when you're doing plying or something new, it doesn't hurt to take your time to really just enjoy it and experiment and learn. Learning takes time. And like I've learned that I can ply quickly. I can feel when the ply has reached what I like on chain ply, so I can move along pretty fast, except for when it comes to changing pace. So it's gonna be beautiful. This is looking like it's gonna be a nice yarn, really. I'm halfway torn, depending on how much I get, between making a hat. I love hats. My family loves woolen hats for cold weather. Neck warmers are a big hit in my house as well. And gloves, some fingerless gloves, because those are just really, they're warm. Wool is just warm. So, yeah. I really just have to see how much yarn I end up with. If I two-plied this, I'd end up with more yarn, but it wouldn't be as thick as I want. So, and I don't have the patience to either do Andean ply or split this up into two balls. You could say that's one of my things, is if it's something that's too crazy, time consuming, I may just not do it because, meh. Chain plying is pretty fun, fast, and efficient, and it creates a yarn I really like to work with, so more often than not, I'll chain ply. So, over any other method. Most of the time I don't have patience for two-ply either, so. But if it's a really pretty yarn that's just really would look nice two-ply, I will take the time to do it. Especially, I do a lot of two-ply with supported spindle spinning. That I will do two-ply as a rule, because the kind of yarn I make with supported spindles is too loosely spun to do chain plying with. And yeah, Andean plying, forget it. I tried that once. It was tears. But yeah. So you can see we're ending up with a beautiful bobbin of just mixed colors. It's and you can probably tell that I'm going pretty fast with this and not changing hooks as often as I probably should. But we've got poofy sections from the camel, also poofy sections from the red, which is supposed to be alpaca, but I'm not quite sure. Anyway, it is just turning into this lovely yarn. And it's cold and it's wet out, and I'll try to get it washed and dried and I'll show you guys what it looks like. As I said in a previous video, I think it was the last one when I was spinning this, washing, which is it's just soaking your yarn in some water. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. Soak it in some water and let it dry. Will finish your yarn, whether it's a single or plied yarn, and it'll really show you the character of the yarn. this also holds true for woven projects. Any kind of woven project, except maybe Vans. Wash it. Give it a soak, and let it dry, and you really will see the result of your work. It's, you know, that's when it's really finished. I don't consider any of my weaving projects finished until they're washed. And sometimes I'll take the time to sort of felt them, because I really think that would bring out the character of the fabric better, or it's, you know, it'd make it warmer or something, or stick together better, depending on what I've woven. And yeah, so, but for your spun yarns, especially if you're using something that tends to expand when it's washed, I recommend it. I really do, to just see what your yarn's really gonna look like, and it makes life easier for that when you're actually using it in a project. You don't have to worry about it unraveling. You know, plied yarn, it won't unravel much, but it just sticks together better when it's finished. Anyway, as you can see, I'm about I've filled up the bobbin about halfway here while I've been yakking, and I've emptied this about halfway. So I'm going to continue on and finish this, and when I come back, on the next video, hopefully, I will show you guys the washed and dried yarn and show you what pattern I've picked out to knit it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave a comment, a like, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon if you're on YouTube, so that you receive notifications of when new videos come up. There will hopefully be more in this series of videos. When this gets posted, I will be in the middle of preparing to move, but I really do want to continue this. The drum carded bat that I was planning is gonna have to wait until I get to where I'm going, because my drum carder is packed and I'm not sure I have time to get it out of the box it's in, do the bat video, and then put it back with everything else that's going on. So but I will definitely try to show you the spinning when I get to the main braid, if I can, and definitely I'll show pictures on my Facebook page, facebook.com/spinningshadowsfiberarts. I'll try to keep it updated. So yeah, as always, have a great day and see you next time.